Hello everyone, it's Lisa from Epic Yarn Gems. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make my ocean bead beanie. This is one of the free patterns that I will be sharing that you can use for the Hat Not Hate project. The yarn that I used was the Charisma yarn. It's from Loops and Threads and it is a 5 bulky weight, and on the package it says to use an L hook. I actually use a K hook. I go down a little bit when I use the bulkier yarns. This yarn was really soft to work with. So we're going to start with the magic ring. So we're going to wrap that yarn around our finger twice, making an X, and we're going to go under the first strand, pulling up the second, giving it a little twist, and then we are going to do a chain 2. From here we are going to put 10 double crochets into the center of our ring, and that will be the start of our hat. We are going to do standard increase rows, and by doing that we will get to a total of 50 stitches all the way around. I'll put a link on how to do increases in the upper right hand corner by a link that has a video that shows you how to do increase rows. And once you get to this increase row, each of them are going to start, like I said, with a chain 2 and end with a slip stitch join. And a lot of us may be living in places where we are stuck inside right now, doing social distancing. This is a great time to be making some crochet projects. So if you're looking for one, this is a great one to be making those blue caps for the Hat Not Hate. And also don't forget the Battle Caps project. I do have a pattern that will be going up for that as well. And also in the near future, I'm going to be doing another yarn giveaway. So for those of us who are stuck inside, a little more yarn is always a good thing, right? And once we get done, we measure our radius, if you want to go back to geometry, from the center to the outside edge. And with that measurement, the hat should be around 21 inches in circumference, so going around the head. I'm going to be doing a video on how to measure and how to figure out how big your crown needs to be of your hat, as well as the length for different age groups. It won't be exact, but at least it'll give you an idea on how to do some of the math that goes behind it. So after we've gotten done with our increase rows, we are going to be on row 5, and for this row you're going to do a chain 1, and in that same stitch that you did the chain 1, you are going to do a single crochet. You're going to do the entire round with single crochets, ending with a slip stitch join, and then you will again have a total of 50 stitches all the way around. Moving on, we are going to go to the row that starts the bead stitch. We are going to end this row like we normally would with a slip stitch join, but we're going to do a chain 3 instead of a normal chain 2 that we've been doing. And we are going to skip the stitch that has the chain into it. We're going to go into the next stitch and we are going to make a double crochet. After our double crochet, we are going to actually do the bead part of this. So we're going to go into that open space. We're going to yarn over, go around the double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, go around that double crochet again, and we're going to do that 3 times until we have 7 loops on our hook. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through until we just have 2 loops left on our hook, and then we will yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, and there is the bead stitch. Again, we are going to skip the next stitch, do a double crochet. We're going to do the bead part of this stitch now, going into that open space with the yarn over, going around the double crochet, pulling up a loop, and doing that 3 times, having a total of 7 loops on your hook, pulling that last loop through until you have 2 left on your hook, yarn over, and pull through those last 2. And we are going to continue to do that all the way around, and after you finish you should have a total, I believe, of 25 of these little beads. A helpful hint is when you are doing these yarn overs to try to keep them as loose as you can, not having them too loose, but so that you are able to pull that last strand of yarn through all of those loops that are on your hook. The next row we are going to do a slip stitch join into the top of that first bead, and we are going to do a chain 2. We're going to go into that same stitch and we are going to do a half double crochet, which is a yarn over, go under the V, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. We are going to do an entire row of these half double crochets, and we are going to end again with the slip stitch join. Here you should have 50 stitches in your round again. We're going to finish that row off with a slip stitch join, and in this next row we're going to be working in that 3rd loop, so that's in the very back. So there are top 2. You turn your work a little bit and there is that loop on the very back. That's called the 3rd loop, and we are going to go into that and we are going to finish our half double crochet. This stitch has also been called the camel stitch. But it really is just truly a half double crochet in the 3rd loop. So you have your top 2 V's, and then if you turn your work a little bit you're going to see another loop on the very back, and that's what we're going to be working in here. We're going to do an entire round of these half double crochets in the 3rd loop. You will finish this round off again with a slip stitch joint, and you'll repeat exactly what you just did with those half double crochets in the 3rd loop. After we finish that, we will be going on, and the next rows 10 through 14, are just a repeat of rows 5 through 9. So what those rows are is a row of single crochet followed by a row of the bead stitch, followed by a half double crochet round, and then 2 more rounds with the half double crochets in the 3rd loop. And to finish off our hat, we are going to make some ribbing by putting in a row of double crochets, and we're going to start that with that chain 2, going into the same stitch as the chain 2 and doing double crochets all the way around until you have a total of 50. At the end of this round you will finish off with a slip stitch join. For these last 2 rows, what we're going to be doing is we will do our slip stitch join like I said to end that row 15, and then what we are going to do is we're going to do a chain 2 in the top of that first stitch, and then we're going to find our first double crochet and we're going to do a front post double crochet followed by a back post double crochet in the next stitch. So you're going to go around the back of that stitch, coming in from the back, going around the double crochet, going out the back for the back post double crochet, and for the front post you're going to go in through the front, go around the back, and come out the front. And this is a way to do ribbing of a hat. I also showed you, I believe it was last week, on how to do ribbing as well once you have done a top down beanie, that you don't use these front post back post double crochets, but you actually add a ribbing like you would do on a bottom up hat. So if you want to take a look at that and add that onto the bottom rather than doing this, please feel free. I will link that video so that you have options to do what you want to make this beanie your own. And you will do this for row 16 and 17. If you want to make the beanie a little longer, you can just continue to add rows onto the bottom with this pattern of the front post, back post, double crochet. I do want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If so, please share it, give it a thumbs up, and leave me some comments. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to Epic Yarn Gems and turn on that notification by hitting that little bell. If you do that, you'll know when I post new videos. And as always, peace, love, and happiness to you all. Stay safe and healthy. Take care.